You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, we are Enterprise-Splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Jamie, and these are my co-hosts Bill.
Hello.
And Maria.
Hello.
Today, we are going to be talking about the Star Trek Enterprise episode, and Star Trek Enterprise is now correct. Now the correct name for the show.
How wild would it be if that was literally like this show had nothing to do with Star Trek until this point, and suddenly like they changed the uniforms and the ship, and it was like,
oh, this is a Star Trek show?
Like they got bought out. They got acquired by big Star Trek.
We're going to be talking about the Star Trek Enterprise episode Anomaly. However, I am the only person here who's actually watched it, so it is my job to explain to my co-hosts what happened on the episode. Before we get to that, though, just want to remind everyone that we have merch available in the ESO TeePublic store. We have very cute Porthos Appreciation Society shirts and just shirts with our podcast logo. So check the show notes for the link. Computer, what episode will we be talking about this week?
Anomaly. Strange things are occurring on Enterprise, leading most of the ship's systems to become disabled. Before the crew can make repairs, a group of Osarians board and loot the ship.
It is now time for Two Truths and a Lie. I'm going to tell you two truths and one lie about this episode, and you can guess which is the lie. Only two truths and one lie.
3.14 truths and 1.3 lies.
Statement 1. An Enterprise crew member dies.
Plausible. They have suspiciously not lost anybody up until now, but maybe now it's getting real.
Mm-hmm.
Statement 2. The Enterprise encounters a spaceball.
Spaceball?
Yes, a spaceball.
Is that a planet?
Oh, is this the Daniel Spear episode? Are we finally there? Okay, but they encounter a ball. Okay, that's possible. A ball, or unless it's a ball in space, like a grand
Spaceball.
a gala,
Like a water polo ball.
Well, I was thinking of a huge dance. You know.
Sorry, it took me a second, but now I'm imagining them all like.
That is exactly what I was thinking of.
Statement 3. Archer's morality prevents him from torturing a prisoner.
That is plausible. Like he did the psychological torture before, but this sounds like actually. Okay, so it's called Anomaly, so I believe that they encounter something. So that could be the ball. What was the first one?
An Enterprise crew member dies.
I'm going to go with that's the lie. That's if they're getting into a darker, more military situation. But I'm gonna pick that. A crew member does not die.
Maria?
I'm gonna say Archer's morality is the lie. I think they are leading us to everything they're setting up so far is that they're super mad and happy to torture people. Okay. To get what they need, and Archer's increasingly desperate, right?
I know I said that was the anomaly. Maybe the anomaly is that Archer has morality.
Well, while you ponder what this week's lie may be, let's hear from one of our sister podcasts on the ESO network.
Everyone these days could use a little support, and your friends at the ESO network are no different. With the ESO network Patreon, the cool thing is when you help support us, it's you who will benefit. With 4 tiers starting for as little as 25 cents a week, you can listen to some of your favorite network podcasts early, hear exclusive content, maybe get some ESO swag, or even possibly take a shot at the geek seat. All you need to do is sign up at patreon.com/ESO network.
All right. Are you guys ready?
So ready.
So incredibly ready.
Cold open. We open on Porthos having a little nap on his doggy pillow.
Yay! And
I'm so happy. It's been so long.
The entire 44 minutes is just watching Porthos nap.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be the best episode of Enterprise. I would watch the whole thing.
Yep. We would make you explain the whole thing.
And then it's like he's chasing rabbits and his little paws are moving.
Yeah.
He turns over. For real.
Suddenly, something catches his attention, and he lifts his head and does a very cute little whine. Archer's at his desk doing some work, and he does look over in Porthos's direction briefly, but then he turns back to his screen while taking a sip of coffee.
Uh-oh, that means there are aliens on the ship. And Archer ignores him.
This is very similar. He did this. This happened before in like one of season 1 episodes
Yeah, it was the Jizz Monster.
Porthos heard something. Yeah. Oh God, Jizz Monster's back. Fuck.
But Porthos is absolutely not going to be ignored like this. So he starts just fully howling. He's like, "Whoa," and barking to get Archer's attention.
Oh, we get a no.
Archer, listen to your damn dog.
Yeah,
Well,
seriously.
He does. He realizes something's
Oh.
very wrong. So he goes, Porthos, come here. And Porthos is a good boy. So he goes there and he puts his legs up and Archer's giving him some scritchies. And Archer asks him, what's wrong? He's like, what's wrong, boy? And then we hear a weird noise, like something just fell to the floor. Archer then gets up and picks up a book that had fallen on the floor, and he puts it back on the shelf where it fell from and kind of looks around, but we don't really see like what caused it to fall to the floor. And before you ask, we do not see what the book is, but it is like an antique looking book similar to every other book that we've seen on this show. That looks like it's from like 1940 or something.
Is this Interstellar? Is it Archer's dad in a fifth dimension, like trying to send him a message?
I love the idea though of like you're right, Jamie. All the books we ever see are like these old, like ancient hardcover. But wouldn't it be great if it was like, 50 Shades of Grey paperback?
The Da Vinci Code.
Choose your own adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love like some mass paperback sci-fis.
Yeah, exactly.
We then get some short scenes all over the ship of just weird stuff happening. In engineering, Trip is confused about some stuff he's looking at on a pad. In sickbay, Phlox is concerned about his animals that seem very worked up. We get the thing where we don't see the animals, we see the cages, and then we hear the leaves move in, and we hear little animal noises.
It's a ghost.
Ghost. Moon's haunted.
And in the mess hall, a surprisingly diverse crew of extras are attempting to eat when suddenly all of their plates and cutlery just fly up and stick to the ceiling, just throwing the food all over the place.
Oh, this was the thing that happened in the first episode of this, like where the luggage was going all over. Yeah, the luggage was going all over the. Okay.
Yeah. In the cargo bay, the stuff was like.
Yeah, I assumed it was some weird because they've gone deeper into the expanse. I assumed that was what this is.
We then see a hallway where the floor is becoming distorted. It's sort of like a wave. So it's like the floor of the hallway becomes a wave and starts like going down the hallway. And we get some very funny scenes where the camera kind of follows the wave forward through the hallway. And then there'll be like there'll be random crew members that when it gets to them, they just like go flying. It's pretty funny. Meanwhile, back in Archer's quarters, he goes back to his desk to get some work done. But suddenly that wave thing happens on his desk, which then causes his coffee mug to fly into the air. But once it gets into the air, it kind of slows down and then stops. So it's just like the coffee mug is floating in the air and like the coffee is coming out of the mug in the air, but it's almost like it's frozen.
Frozen. Interesting.
Archer then heads to the bridge, but there is chaos everywhere. Power and lights, there are going on and off. Warp fields are fluctuating.
Par for the course.
Things are really bad over in engineering, where the warp core now just has lightning spewing out of it, as though it's like a giant Tesla coil.
Oh shit, that's not good.
But Trip refuses to drop out of warp.
No, Trip does manage to get it shut down. And theme song.
Cool.
Hey, goodness. Goodness.
Brings us to our Diane Warren update of the week. And just a reminder for listeners who may not listen to every episode, Diane Warren is the writer of the Enterprise theme song. And she did just lose her 17th Oscar, and she's taking it really well. She's been like doing interviews. I watched one interview where she called herself Oscar's biggest loser ever. But she said she's proud of it because it means she's gotten enough nominations to lose that many times.
Of course, yeah. And she gets to go to the Oscars every year.
Yeah. She also has some new songs. Do you guys remember when I posted that TikTok video of Cynthia Erivo talking about Diane Warren in an elevator? Yes. And at the time I was like, it's kind of weird because they've never released a song together. So I was like, I hope this means that they're working on a new song. In fact, it does, because the first single from Diane Warwick's upcoming duet album is a Diane Warren written duet between Cynthia Erivo and Dionne Warwick called Ocean in the Desert. Sorry, it's like weird to say Diane Warren and then Dionne Warwick. Yeah. It's like, it's very, it's like my brain is like trying to say these two names back to back. You will be surprised to learn that it is a ballad.
The devil you say.
The hell you say.
I personally did not like it.
I'm a huge fan of Diane Warren's limericks myself.
My favorite line from it is, "I'll be your ocean, dive into me." It's real cheesy.
Yeah, that's not great.
She also has a new song with a singer named Izzy Escobar. I had never heard of her before, and I tried to look up stuff about her, and there's really not much. She doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. She's a pop singer from Boston. The song is called Hate to Be the One, and this song, not a ballad. It is just a very good song. Like, I listened to it.
Oh, okay.
It definitely has like a very pop, almost kind of ballad feel, but it's definitely not a ballad. You can hear that it's a Diane Warren song, but it sounds quite different than a lot of her music. It sounds much more fresh and modern. I'm personally, Izzy's vocals on it, not my favorite. She has like that Gen Z affect that's like very nasally, like a Selena Gomez kind of singing style that's just it's a vocal style that is quite trendy right now. It's just not my personal favorite. Right. But the song itself is like really fun. And it does sound quite modern, which is the problem with a lot of Diane Warren's recent music, is it sounds like something from 1997. Not right. The song. The song sounds modern. And even the lyrics are like fun, kind of cheeky, which is also like quite trendy right now. If you think about like a Sabrina Carpenter, there's this line that I loved that's, "I'm not going to lay down and die, so fuck you and fuck your goodbyes."
Salty.
Yeah.
And there's another line I really liked. This is actually kind of the main line in the song, because the song is called Hate to Be the One. The lyric is, "I feel sorry for you. You're someone I would hate to be. I'd hate to be the one losing me." Which is a great line. Like, what a great line.
That's a great line.
Yeah, so this is the kind of stuff that like made Diane Warren what she is. Are lines like this. Like, I mean, if you Unbreak My Heart, such a simple concept, but such a good, like, no one had come up with that before. And like, the first time you hear it, you're like, oh, that's so good. That's what this is. So I just heard this and I'm like, oh, she's back. Like, this is what I want from Diane Warren.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's it. She is taking her Oscar loss well, and she has 2 new songs, one of which is not very good, and one of which is quite good, but is by someone that no one has ever heard of. So I don't know how much it's going to help her, but I don't know. Maybe this could be the song that ends up putting Izzy Escobar on the map.
Yep. You never know.
All right, so back to the episode. When we get back from that awful new theme song... Truly just so bad. Real bad. Like, I cannot get over how bad. I am seriously considering starting to skip the theme song in the future.
Skip intro, man. Trust me on this one. You won't look back.
So when we get back from the awful new theme song, the NX-01 is not in good shape, you guys. Most of the systems are down, including the warp drive, because every time he turns it back on, like, lightning comes out of it. And all their weapon systems are also down.
Oh, great. Great.
And this is all especially bad because the sensors are picking up a nearby ship. Their own comms are down, so they can't hail it. So eventually they get close enough to scan it. And when they scan it, they realize this other ship is actually in even worse shape than they are. Life support's down, artificial gravity's down, and they don't detect any signs of life. So Archer decides to send a team over to investigate.
What does the ship look like?
I don't remember. I don't pay attention.
Sure.
I never pay attention to ships.
All right.
We then cut to a beautiful pair of bare legs. As the camera pans up, it reveals some pretty sparkling gray boy shorts. And it pans up further to a sparkly gray sports bra. And it pans up further until we can see the face. It belongs to a pretty new blonde lady. It's a new woman.
Oh, is she one of the
New woman.
The Space Marines or whatever they were called?
Yeah, she's one
Okay.
of the Makos.
Okay.
And so the Makos underwear is like, style-wise, it looks exactly like the blue undies,
Mhm.
but it's a different color. So it's like a sparkly gray.
Oh.
She is surrounded by men in various states of undress as well, in what appears to be a locker room.
Ah, the future.
Yeah, so they're all getting ready to go on this away mission. Though we unfortunately do not get a full body camera pan of any of the men.
That's a bummer. Can you tell if it was the same lady who kicked ass in the last episode?
I wasn't sure, and I was going to
feel
check,
like
and
that
then
woman
Eric
was a
said it
brunette.
absolutely was
Yeah,
not.
she was
Yeah,
definitely a
Yeah,
brunette.
I
he
feel
was
like
like,
she
it
was
was not the
brunette.
same woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's new woman.
So yet another woman.
Her name is Phyllis New Woman.
Oh no, someone's gonna. They're gonna kill her, aren't they?
Oh, no.
God damn it.
The other woman survived.
Yeah.
That's true.
A shirtless Archer then turns to this new woman and starts grilling her about her previous experience. He notably does not question the two Mako men that are with her.
Of course not. No, of course not.
But these Mako men, they are good allies, and they take it on themselves to answer the same questions. So he like asks her about like her experience, like with the grav plating boots or whatever. And it turns out like this is also notable because she has more experience than the two men do. They've only had experience in simulations.
This all checks out.
But it's like very like he turns to her and like I watched it a bunch of times to confirm. He asks her, he is not asking these men, but then they just answer after.
Yeah.
What is
That's
is
great.
the tone that they're just introducing this information so that we as the audience, or is he like literally questioning her
Grilling her.
competence?
It's just
Yeah.
like as they're going, he's like, so like, do you have an experience with this?
Or is he asking because he doesn't know what he's doing? Yeah.
No, it's clear that, I mean, they definitely have experience because he's not like asking experience, just like investigating. He's just asking if she has experience using the grav boots.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I could see an okay version of that where Archer has no idea like what is going on. He's like, "Do you have any experience?"
No, like him and Melka, like are clearly more experienced. Like they've used the grav boots before.
That's true.
It's-
They-
it's-
well,
We've seen them use the grav boots
yeah,
with that
right.
minefield
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
What was that episode called?
Hey guys,
that minefield episode. You know the one with the minefield?
maybe there's a minefield. You thought it was going to be an emotional minefield.
The away mission crew is the blonde Mako woman, the two white guy Makos. So I don't know if they're the same white guy Makos that we've seen before. Like honestly, like all
Yeah.
these white dudes kind of look the same, but we're not getting
with the-
Daniel Day-Kim, unfortunately. I know. I was like, I had my fingers crossed.
I'm so mad.
And then Archer and Malcolm are also going. So they enter the alien ship and we get like this fun, like, the camera does a camera roll, like, so
Oh,
it
sure.
slowly spins.
Oh, nice.
So that way
I
it's
love
like,
that.
they're in like no gravity or whatever.
Right.
So we see it like weird angles. So it's like, look, there's no up and down. And then we see some like random stuff floating. So there's like a shoe and like a tool.
Right.
So definitely like there's something weird going on in the ship. It seems abandoned. They also see that there's some phaser fire marks like on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they open up a door and then there's like a dead body jumps where like a dead body comes. It's like, oh,
Right.
this, you know, so there's a dead body. It's some sort of like reptilian looking alien. I didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
They then head to the bridge where there are a bunch more floating bodies. And they eventually determine that everybody on the ship, I think they found 17 bodies total, died within the last 2 days. And
2 nights.
thank you.
Wow.
Sorry.
And some died because the life support ran out, but others died due to phaser fire. So like something, it couldn't just have been like
Right.
the Anomaly.
Anomaly, yeah. They probably went crazy like those Vulcans with
Maybe.
the documentary crew.
The away team then downloads all the data from the ship and heads back to the Enterprise. From the locker room, Archer calls into the bridge and tells Travis to resume course as fast as they can go. But of course, like, everything's down. Right. So the fastest they can go is 1/4 impulse. So
Jesus.
They are like snail pace.
Oh, they're fucked. Like, this is exactly what the Vulcan said would happen.
T'Pol points out that it seems like a really bad idea to be heading further into the Expanse before they've actually finished repairs on all the stuff that broke already.
I don't even know why she bothers anymore. Like, of course they're not going to listen to her. Also, what is she wearing?
This whole episode, she's wearing the pink coral velvet.
One.
Mm-hmm. We don't see the blue one again.
The blue one.
That's for evening wear.
But Archer insists that they continue forward, even though, again, they're going so slow that it's like, what's even the point? Like, they're barely moving.
He
like,
is,
just wait until your engines are fixed. And then, like, if you can get the warp engine on, like, the little bit that you're moving in, like, a couple hours at 1/4 impulse is, like, you're going to be able to do that in, like, 1 minute. Like, it's just not what is the point?
I don't know. If you're hanging around the place where people have literally died, like, things are going wrong on your ship and you find a ship where everybody has died, let's
try to get away.
Let's make some effort. But
heading further in is going to make the anomalies worse as you're trying to fix everything.
Yeah, and also, they don't know where they're going. Like, they don't have a destination. No, they're just going. So, like, why is this better than, like...
Yeah, okay. I still don't understand why he keeps heading further into the Expanse when the only Xindi we've seen are, like, more on the outskirts. And I don't know that he has any reason to believe that the Xindi that attacked Earth are further into the Expanse. Like, why would he even... We don't have any... reason to believe
I agree with you.
I was trying to remember in, like, the season finale if they because they specifically pointed out something about the Expanse.
Yeah,
in the season
I guess
finale
they had
when
coordinates, but I don't think they had specific coordinates. I think it was just like they had like an area space.
The Suliban told them they gave them the coordinates to the Expanse, but did not tell them where in the Expanse it was. And the Expanse is huge.
But they said that the Xindi are in there, right? I think that's why.
Yes, they did. They're getting updates from the Suliban. Colder, hotter, hotter.
But, like, if the anomalies increase the further in you go, it makes sense to me that most of the people living in the Expanse would be living on the outskirts, not deep inside. And, like, the Xindi, they went to the Xindi homeworld and it was presumably on the outskirts. So, like, I don't know why he thinks going further in is where they need to go, but...
I agree with you. I don't understand.
The only thing I can figure is that they're looking for, like, this secret group that are building the weapon, and they figure that deeper in the Expanse is where people will think fewer people are likely to be, so they can be more secret. I don't know.
Also, maybe the Xindi, as people who live there, have adapted to these anomalies.
Adapted in some way, yeah.
Maybe, but we don't have any evidence for it, so he's just like,
it's just a narrative device to increase tension that they don't know what is happening.
Anyway, so Archer then heads over to check on engineering, where they are trying to fix the warp engine. But again, every time they turn it on, there's like lightning goes everywhere. Even when they are keeping an eye on the intermix ratio.
Hey.
Drink.
Trip tells Archer that the problem is that the laws of physics are just not cooperating.
Right. That is what it seems like is happening. Yeah. Like the laws of physics are wrong in this place.
Where is Scotty? Scotty was always complaining that he could not change the laws of physics.
It's true. It's a good point.
Trip tells Archer that everything they know about warp theory and all of their equations, you might as well just throw them out the window. Like nothing is working. It'd be like if you had a normal airplane and then like all the laws of physics are different, like your airplane's not going to fly anymore.
Right.
So that's the problem they're running into. And Trip he just doesn't seem to, I almost said have a lot of faith, but I didn't want to say the word faith.
Confidence.
Yeah, he does not have a lot of confidence that they're going to get this thing running again.
I mean, the laws of physics, and you don't know how they've changed, and they're not changing in a consistent way.
Yeah, and you're dealing with, like, quantum fields and shit.
Yeah, there ain't nothing you can do.
So Archer tells him to switch the focus to getting the weapons back online as quickly as possible, which I do think is a good, like, I think the warp engine's going to be harder and you need weapons.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
When we get back from commercial break, we see that another ship is heading towards the Enterprise and they are charging weapons.
Ah.
Yeah, see, you don't have to go deeper into the expanse. Just stay right there. These ships are coming to you, man. It's fine.
Yeah, but the Enterprise still doesn't have any weapons and their polarized hull plating is down. So they are fucked.
What about comms? Do they have comms?
No, they couldn't communicate with the other ship.
I think they might have, because it's been a little while. I think they might have gotten comms up, but either, I can't remember, but they weren't able to comm them. So the other ship may not have responded or their comms are still down.
Does this new ship look like the old ship?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I am not paying attention to what ships look like.
okay.
Well, I think more, is it the same species that's...
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of the other.
Boarders then beam onto the Enterprise. And these guys are scary looking. They're like big dudes. They've got real scary looking armor. They've got these big weapons. They look badass. Like, you do not want to mess with these guys. Oh, and their faces are like... I've never seen an alien that looks like this, but it almost looks like half of their face is like melted. It's like pretty cool looking.
Okay.
And they are very efficiently heading to areas of the ship where they can steal supplies. And then they're just shooting any crew members who get in the way. So they're like going into cargo bays and then like putting devices on different things and beaming them back to their ship.
Oh, okay.
They're taking like glowy things out of something.
So they know exactly where to go.
Oh yeah, they know exactly where to go and exactly what to take.
Interesting.
These pirates then go to the torpedo bay and they're like in the torpedo bay stealing shit. But then Archer, Malcolm, and two of the Makos come in and they're on like, so basically the torpedo bay has like an upper level with like a railing where you can look down and there's like stairs. So they come in up there and the problem is they can't even shoot at these guys because there's like weapons everywhere.
Oh yeah,
in the torpedo bay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Torpedoes.
Firing weapons in the weapons bay has never been a problem before. That's where they do target practice.
That's a good point.
But they do have a stun grenade, so they try to throw a stun grenade, but the pirates beam off the ship too quickly. So they aren't able to get them. But as soon as the pirates beam off, Archer yells, "Go!" And then one of the Mako guys like runs over to the stairs to head down to the lower level. But instead of just running down, he does the thing where like, he like lifts himself up and puts a leg on each side and slides down.
Okay.
And he looks kind of cool doing it. Like he just does it. It's so seamless. Yeah. Then Archer goes and tries to do the same thing. And poor Scott Bakula looks so uncomfortable. He is struggling.
Oh, no.
His face, when you watch it, look at his face, and it's like all crunched up. Like, and you can tell that he probably had to do it a bunch of times, and they were probably like, "Okay, do it, but fix your face," and he just couldn't. It is very funny. I feel really bad for him, but especially because like the military guy does it, and then Archer does it, and just he looks so awkward compared to the other dude. We don't get to see Malcolm do it though.
Bummer.
There are still 6 pirates left on the ship. 4 of them are in engineering. So Trip sneaks in and in a trick
in his underwear.
Not in his underwear, unfortunately. In a trick that he learned from the Suliban, he like jumps down on one of them from above and knocks them out.
Okay, cool.
And then he goes over and he turns the warp engine on, which causes the lightning to go everywhere. And the 3 other pirates beam back to their own ship.
Yeah, they're like, this dude's crazy, man. We gotta get out of here.
Archer then heads over to the cargo bay where the last 2 of the pirates are. He heads over there with one of the Mako guys. They get there, they open the door, but it's too late. The cargo bay is completely empty. Everything has been stolen.
Oof.
Oh, shit.
The pirate ship then flies off, leaving their one unconscious man that Trip jumped on behind. Archer then heads to sickbay to check in with Phlox because these guys are just like, were shooting everybody as they went.
Right.
And there's a whole bunch of injured crew members. But the problem is like the like machine that's like an MRI machine. It's down. So apparently that also does some like regenerative healing stuff, but it's down. So Archer says he'll send someone over to fix it. But that is when we find out that a crew member was killed in the attack.
No.
His name was Crewman Fuller. It is our first death.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've never had a death on the Enterprise so far.
This wasn't a Mako, though. This was an Enterprise crew member?
No, it was an Enterprise crew member.
Heavy.
I mean, other than, I guess Travis died but came back.
Yeah.
He got
He
better.
didn't die. They thought he was dead.
That's true, yes. Because that was, Maria, that was your lie in the Two Truths and a Lie. The pirate that Trip knocked unconscious is still unconscious, and Phlox says that he'll make a full recovery. And Phlox also recognizes the species because it turns out it is a species from outside the Expanse called Osarians. Overall, the Osarian pirates stole a whole lot of their weapons, around half of their food.
Oh, shit.
But most concerning is that they stole all of the antimatter storage pods. So they do have some antimatter that's like already in the warp core, but all the extra is gone. Trip says that they will be lucky if the antimatter that they have left will last a month. So they're not totally stranded because like a month is a long time. It's not, like days. But not
But
good.
also, they should get the fuck out.
Also, they don't know where anything is in this system.
So they don't know where the next source of antimatter. They gotta get the fuck out of there and go get some fucking equipment and weapons and food and shit.
Okay.
I know they're not going to do this, but that's what they should do.
Okay, I like this. This is a good conflict. This is good. This is okay. I like where this is going.
Funny you should say that, Maria. Archer wants to go after the pirates. But T'Pol points out that one, the pirate ship masks their ion trail, so they can't follow it because they have no way to know where it went. And two, the pirate ship is not affected by the anomalies the way they are, so even if they do find the ship, they would not be able to take it on.
And they still don't have weapons, right?
Yeah, they still don't have weapons. They still are only going at a quarter impulse.
I mean, she should just be like, okay, honey, you go ahead. So you just keep following them. That's fine. Grandpa's gonna do this.
Grandpa's on his porch shaking his cane at the cars going by.
While you're doing that, we're gonna fix everything.
Get the joystick out. Where's the joystick?
But as usual, Archer is frustrated, so he yells at T'Pol for daring to bring up any potential problems with his terrible plan. He's just like, oh, so you just like want us to sit here and die. And she's like, no, I thought we could turn around and go back and find some place that will like sell us some antimatter.
You just want to sit here and die.
Like they have a month.
I have a suggestion, sir. Allow me to propose an alternate plan. What if we just sit here and die?
That's not a quote. I don't think he says, but he says like, oh, so you just want us to like, he definitely is implying, yeah,
Picard.
you just want us to like do nothing basically.
Picard walks into the ready room. Everyone, all options on the table. Jordy's like, sir, what if we do nothing and starve to death?
Let's put a pin in that, Jordy. What else we got? Oh my god.
But like, I get it. Like, it's bad that they have so little antimatter. They need to find antimatter. Sure. And obviously the pirate ship that just stole it from them has antimatter. But T'Pol's right. Like, there's probably going to be an easier way for them to get antimatter. So like, let the pirate, whatever, they got it. Let's like go somewhere else and find it somewhere else.
For sure.
But Archer refuses to consider any course of action that doesn't involve somehow following the pirates that they have no way to follow.
Of course.
Okay, sir, what is your plan?
He then heads to the brig to talk to the prisoner, who is now apparently woken up. Archer demands that he tell him where his ship is, but the Osarian just laughs. Archer tells him that he'll return him safely to his ship after they get all their supplies back. And the pirate guy is like, if I tell you where the ship is and you take me there and you give me back to that captain, I will be fucked because I've now snitched to you, and my captain is not going to look fondly on that. So he'd like be in danger doing that. So he's like, fuck no, not going back. But Archer tells him that the alternative would be a lot less pleasant. implying that whatever he's going to do to him is going to be worse than whatever this guy's captain's going to do to him.
I'll make you a member of this crew.
Truly a fate worse than death.
But the Osaran is like, oh, really? Like, you're going to torture me? And he's like, dude, look at you. You and your crew are way too civilized and moral to engage in torture.
This guy doesn't know them at all.
Archer pulls out a water polo ball. Allow me to explain to you what this is.
Then he just explains the rules of water polo.
Yeah, that's right there.
I'll tell you everything.
He's like,
I'm talking about
bring a TV in here. Bring a TV in here. We're going to watch an entire season of like UCLA water polo.
I don't care.
Archer replies, there's too much at stake to let my morality get in the way.
There it is.
But the prisoner is willing to talk a little bit about his ship. He says that they were originally a merchant ship that entered the Expanse. They tried to leave, but some, I don't know, magic space cloud or something wouldn't let them.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Technobabble.
there's always a magic space cloud that won't let you leave, man.
They eventually figured out that there is a substance called Trellium D that they can put on their hull that essentially shields them from the anomalies.
Oh, that's what they were mining in that last planet.
Oh,
Right,
Yeah,
really?
it's
I didn't
totally-
even... Oh,
That blue shit.
interesting. So now what they do is they just sorry. Sorry.
What?
They're not shitting. Sorry.
They realize that Archer and Trip have ingested enough Trillium D during their time in the mines.
Speaking of shit.
So now they just sit and wait in this part of space for other ships going into the Expanse. They just like wait for them to get fucked up by the anomalies. And then once they get fucked up by the anomalies, they just like swoop in and steal all their supplies.
Oh, okay.
This is a really smart plan.
And like they never really wanted to be doing this. Like they wanted to just be merchants, but since they couldn't leave and they need some way to like get food and supplies and stuff, they just became pirates basically.
Kill or be killed.
He says that at first they didn't kill people, but over time they became more and more desperate and started to just not care. And he tells Archer that it takes time to learn to kill without remorse.
Oh. Archer's like, really? Does it?
Archer says that he is willing to do anything he can to find their ship. And if that ends up causing him remorse, he's willing to live with that.
How? What? What is he? I do not understand Archer at all. Like,
No.
what about the Zindi, though?
He's just angry. He's just
I
angry.
know. Fucking angry Archer.
We're not getting Boy Scout Archer
Yeah, we're getting angry
this
Archer.
episode. We're getting bloodthirsty Archer.
Archer then goes to check on T'Pol, who's been going through all the data from that ship that they found, the other victim ship. And she discovered that that ship, after the pirates had left, had found a way to be able to detect the ion trail of the pirate ship despite the masking.
Cool.
But they had died from the life support going out before they were able to follow them. But they could modify the Enterprise's sensors to be able to follow the pirate ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Over in the mess hall, it's now the middle of the night and it's empty and kind of dark, except for Trip, who is sitting alone at a table. He's got 4 pads in front of him, which I always find really funny just because, like, I get it because you would want other screens, but it is the way Star Trek treats the pads as though they're like separate
They're
books or
books,
something.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. I like in DS9, sometimes it would be like a whole desk.
Or they're
just,
like, they'd have like all these.
pads. They're like
yeah.
going and they're like looking at one and looking at another. And I'm like, that is not how that works, but
You
okay.
can have multiple tabs
Yeah,
open,
exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, Trip he's got like 4 tabs laid out in front of him and he's got his thinking hard face on. And Malcolm comes in to get some tea. Yeah, you know Trip's thinking
I know
hard
exactly
face.
what you mean.
Yes.
His tongue sticking out just a little bit.
Malcolm comes in to get some tea and asks Trip how he's coming along. And Trip is clearly extremely frustrated and says he also just hasn't been able to sleep still.
Still not sleeping.
Especially since I started hanging out with T'Pol at night, let me tell you.
Well, Trip tells Malcolm that T'Pol has been trying to help him sleep by teaching him how to stimulate his neural nodes.
Oh no.
Malcolm raises his eyebrows just Just slightly. And Trip is like, it's not what you think. To which Malcolm lies. Oh, I wasn't thinking anything.
Liar.
Narrator, it is exactly what you think.
It's the only thing that he was thinking that before Trip said anything.
I'm on Malcolm's side. Trip is lying.
They then talk a bit about crewman Fuller, the crewman who died. Malcolm says that he knew the torpedo systems better than anyone. So I guess that crewman worked with Malcolm a lot. And overall, Trip is just looking the most hopeless that we've ever seen him. He says he wouldn't be surprised if more crewmen die. And that this trip is just looking like a one-way ticket. Malcolm looks very concerned about his friend, but there's very little he can do or say to get Trip out of this funk. It's actually kind of a lovely scene between the two. You can see that they have a close friendship. They feel okay confiding in each other. Malcolm definitely seems concerned about Trip.
I am weirdly liking Malcolm this season, man.
Good. Yeah, great.
They've really
Fantastic.
changed. They're changing him in a good way. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I would say going back to the last episode of the last season, every time we've gotten Malcolm, it's been a good scene.
Yeah.
Even when it was Malcolm being weird about the Mako guys, that was so understandable. I'm also finding that I'm looking forward to Malcolm scenes, which is weird.
So
Right.
weird, man.
I'm all for this
Me too.
because I felt bad for Dominic
Me
Keating
too.
for how the writers were fucking him over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I really hope I know that they've tried a lot of things with his character and they've kind of changed him a bit.
Right.
But I really hope that this last change is one that sticks because I feel like maybe they've now hit on
Right.
a good way forward for that character. Meanwhile, over on the bridge, they've been tracking the Osarians when the ion trail seems to just vanish in this empty spot in space. But after scanning a bit, they find that the trail resumes further away, but there's a gap in it.
Oh, weird.
And the other weird thing.
They doubled back.
The other weird thing is that prior to the gap, the ion particles are 9 hours old, but after the gap, they're only an hour old. So it kind of seems like there's some missing space in there where they spent 8 hours, but for some reason there's no trail.
Oh, a pocket of space that the time moves differently or some such nonsense.
Or just space, the ion trail is not there. It's something weird.
All right.
They head to the ion trail gap, and then we get a view from the cameras outside the Enterprise. We see the Enterprise flying, and then it flies through an invisible barrier, and as it goes through it disappears.
Oh, all right.
Everything is shaking. There are sparks flying. T'Pol says that there are fractures forming on the hull and suggests that they turn around, but Archer commands them to keep going forward.
Dude, somebody needs to fucking run Archer needs to be taken out of power here. We need a military coup or something. This guy is out of control.
You're suggesting a Klingon command structure where the first officer kills the captain.
Yeah, it seems like a great plan.
Also, I don't know why they didn't just send, do they not have any kind of drones or anything that they can...
probe, yeah.
Yeah,
probes
exactly.
that they can send. When they saw it was a weird gap...
Let's just go in.
I do think the first thing is is there something cloaked there, or is there a space-time anomaly?
Well,
send a probe first before you just go in with your entire ship.
Let's just go in, man.
If this season is our Gulf War response, rushing in without any information is definitely accurate.
He does Leora Jenkins a lot. It's true.
We then get another view from space where we then see the Enterprise exiting the same barrier. So we see them coming out from an invisible barrier, and now they're visible again. And on the view screen on the bridge is a giant metal looking space ball.
Spaceball!
Whoa.
19 kilometers in diameter. They scan it and they...
a Dyson sphere or something?
Kind of, yeah, maybe. We'll find out. Well... Maybe we'll find out. Find out something. But it's a giant metal space ball. They scan it and learn that it is made out of the same metal as the Osarian's hull.
Oh, okay.
They find a door of some kind, but it's too small for the Enterprise to enter, so they take a shuttle.
Shuttle Pod 1, of which they have 14.
On the shuttle is Archer, Malcolm, Travis, and then the same 3 Makos from the earlier mission.
Okay.
They head into the sphere, and inside it's mostly hollow, but there's like these big yellow glowy things. And then they see there's like this area where there's some modules that they scan and realize there's a breathable atmosphere inside. So they go down to those modules to check them out. And once they get inside, they see that they are full of all various types of supplies. So it seems like this is where the
base.
Yeah, this is basically the base for the Osarian ship, and that this is where they like take all the supplies they steal.
Okay. Oh,
so
nice.
Archer calls back to the Enterprise and gets a second team sent down so that, because there's apparently a lot of these modules, and he wants them all to like go look for their stuff that was stolen. And it's going to take a while.
Just steal other people's
so
shit, man. Just figure out what you want. Take it. Go.
Is there any discussion of using the transporter, or is that engine problem based? Or do they just not mention it?
They do not mention it, but I bet that they can't.
That's fine. Okay. Fine.
Maybe they did. I don't know. It wasn't mentioned.
Okay.
I'm like, maybe that is how they sent people down. Maybe they didn't use another shuttle. We didn't see the
or
shuttle.
At least for the
Oh,
cargo.
no, they almost certainly use the shuttle. Yeah,
yeah, but even for
that,
people, because then if it's just the cargo, I'm like, how are they even taking all this stuff back?
Right. Yeah.
Because like you'll see, like the pirates took everything in an entire cargo bay. They emptied an entire cargo bay. That's not stuff that you could just put on the shuttle. So they must be beaming this stuff out.
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah.
During the search, Travis finds some data that appears to be a cargo manifest, but he can't read the language, so he sends it to Hoshi to translate.
Hoshi translating joke goes here.
Back on the Enterprise, Trip is going into sickbay, and he's got like a severe burn on his wrist. Apparently, he burned it doing the technobabble equivalent of forgetting to turn the power off before working on wiring.
Oops.
Jeez.
Yeah, and apparently it's kind of a 101 mistake and surprising for someone with Trip's experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Phlox asks him when he last slept, and he says he got a good hour in last night.
Oh.
And Phlox asks him if the neurostimulations aren't working. And Trip says that...
Too well. That's all. I only got 1 hour of sleep last night.
Neurostimulating all night.
Can you give T'Pol something to help her sleep? For the love of God, Doc, I'm dying here.
But Trip says that he only ever did the one session with her because he's just been too busy to go back.
Oh my God, Trip.
And Phlox is like, are you sure that that's the reason? You're too busy, and it's not just because you feel uncomfortable with the intimacy required? And Trip is like, uncomfortable. No, of course, no. I'm definitely not uncomfortable. No.
Connor Trenier does that so well that like, who, me? I know. It's so good.
T'Pol goes to Archer's quarters to give him an update. They have found a large portion of their stolen supplies, including 80% of their stolen antimatter. So the whole antimatter thing, no longer an issue at all. They really have no reason now to go after that pirate ship.
Great.
She also tells him that engineering has been making some progress fixing the warp reactor, and it should be back online within 30 minutes.
Wow.
It's still not clear what the sphere's purpose is. They've been trying to study it as much as they can. It is over 1,000 years old. So it wasn't created by these pirates. It was clearly something they found. And inside are all these giant reactors, although most of them appear to have broken down over time. But there are a couple of them still running, and they are producing massive amounts of energy, though it is not clear what it's doing with any of that energy.
I love that these guys just showed up, found this mysterious ball in the sky, and were like, yeah, let's just store our shit in here.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's basically like an antique that's been abandoned. It's over 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
My guess, and I'm curious to see if this is the truth, is that these things are some kind of generator to contain the anomaly, and they just have to find what
that's
was breaking
controlling.
down, so.
Yeah,
Great theory.
Yeah.
or creating the anomalies.
Yeah. Hoshi then calms Archer and T'Pol to tell them that she found something in the cargo manifest. It appears that just 3 weeks ago, the Osarian pirate ship attacked a Xindi ship.
Ah.
Archer, when he hears this, you see his eyes go wide and he gets the angry Archer look on his face.
Sure.
He then rushes to the brig to question the pirate prisoner about it. And the guy's like, yeah, we attacked a Xindi ship. Like, what do you want?
Point?
And Archer's like, tell me what happened. And he's like, well, we went on to steal their supplies. The crew resisted. We killed them all and we took their stuff. I mean, they are pirates.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, what was expected?
What we do.
Archer is like the angriest, and we see Archer very angry. This is like so angry. He is yelling at the guy. He's like, where did they come from? What did they look like? Which species were they? And the guy's like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't question my victims before I murder them.
Mm-hmm.
He was literally like, I don't care, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And Archer is so angry, he opens the door to the brig, grabs the guy, pushes him against the wall, and puts a phaser to his head.
Yep.
Heavens.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even then, the Osarian just kind of rolls his eyes and is like, I don't believe you're like, oh, you're going to shoot me in the head, dude? Like, I know you're not. Like, you don't have it in you. Archer says, we'll see about that. And then he starts dragging the guy away. So he drags him out of the brig. And this whole time he is holding the phaser to his head, dragging him along the hallway. There's like other crew members. Like when he gets out of the brig, there's like the Mako guy that was like guarding the brig who looks very concerned.
Like, what the fuck?
And Archer, he's just like, don't worry about it.
I got this.
And everybody he's coming across is like, what the fuck?
Right.
Our captain has a phaser to a man's head.
Yeah.
Archer drags him to an airlock, throws him in, and shuts the door.
Oh my god.
Through the window, Archer looks at him and just says, the Xindi. But still, this badass pirate is not going to be intimidated.
I love
He is standing in the airlock. He crosses his arms and gives Archer a stare. He just stares at him.
Oh my god. I love that so much. I love Archer being the angriest he's ever been. And his foil is just like, yeah, whatever, man. You know, you don't impress me even a little bit. It's great.
Archer then goes over to a panel and presses some buttons, and then we hear what sounds like air rushing out. And he tells the guy that he has 40 seconds to tell him what he wants to know before he won't be able to.
Oh boy.
And through the window, we see the pirate for the first time looking absolutely panicked and it like struggling to breathe. It's actually quite upsetting.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Malcolm comes running down the hallway, and once he sees what's going on, he is just like, what the fuck?
Poor Malcolm. It's like, I thought I would be the one to do this. How am I the cooler head in this situation?
He goes, Captain? But Archer tells him, everything's under control, Lieutenant. Archer has his face, like he is right up against the airlock window, watching the prisoner gasping for air and pounding on the door. I mean, even for Archer, this is like real bad, you guys.
Yeah. Right.
This is like real bad.
Yep.
When did 24 start?
I believe after this, so 1 second, let me check.
Okay.
Because I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I saw this coming. Like, you could see this path that they were putting Archer on, which at least there's a reason for it now.
2000 started in 2001.
Yeah, so it's
So
like
this
same
would've been
time.
This is the same time, yeah.
I thought it would be after. I didn't realize it started
Right.
in 2001.
It did.
That's interesting. Anyways, Malcolm looks over at like the panel by the airlock and he sees like there's like little buttons that show like
Sure.
He sees what's going on.
decompression. And he goes, The airlock is decompressing, sir. Archer doesn't respond, and after a pause, Malcolm goes, he'll die.
Oh my god.
Archer replies, not for another 20 seconds he won't.
Oh my god.
Y'all, this is bad. This is real bad.
If this works, I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah.
Archer then puts his face right up to the glass and says, the Zindi! And of course, like, this guy is gasping for breath, like he cannot speak. So it really, I don't know what
he's
Archer is
expecting
hoping to get out of him.
Yeah.
Malcolm starts to look frantic and keeps saying, Captain, Captain. But Archer is fully just ignoring him with his face at the glass, watching the Osarian struggle to breathe.
Good
and
Lord.
eventually the Osarian starts to like slide down to the ground. And at that moment, Archer's finally done. He goes over to the panel and presses some buttons and the door opens and the Osarian comes in and is like gasping for, like on the ground, gasping for breath. And Archer just turns to Malcolm and tells him to take him back to the brig.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, y'all, it was bad.
He needs to be relieved of duty. Like the Mako guy should do this. He should just be like, for once, I'm on the side of the military. Like, this guy is out of control. And this is the sort of thing you would expect the military people to be doing, and the Starfleet people to be being like, no, like reining them in.
This is the enhanced interrogation era of...
Yeah. No, yeah. But it didn't work, which is, I think, at least that's helpful. At least that's accurate.
I'm curious to watch... Jamie, I'm not going to ask for a judgment on this unless you have a strong feeling about this. I'm curious to see how the show... how I feel the show is managing this tone. Because this is the most anti-Star... Even Dance with the Devil, the DS9 episode, the whole meat of that was...
Which one was that?
The one where
I assume that was the torture one.
No, Dance with the Devil. In the Pale Moonlight, I think it was called the DS9 episode where they fake the evidence to get the Romulans to enter the role. And the whole point of it is
one of the best DS9
the weight
episodes.
of this. I can deal with it. I can deal with this.
Yes,
I've made the deal with the devil. I can deal with this.
Yeah,
but that's the.
But
point
this is unheard of.
And a lot was in that one. It was like all of humanity and all of the Federation species' lives and futures were at stake.
Right.
That had yeah.
In this case, it's not even clear this guy knows anything, and he's not even asking specific questions. He's just yelling the Zindi at him.
Yeah. And Garrick is the devil in that episode, saying, "If you want this, the price is your soul. Are you willing to trade that for it?" Yeah, but this is just
wow.
This is 24 level nonsense. But, okay. All right.
And I didn't mention it early because it didn't really matter. But when Malcolm came over, there was a Mako guy with him. He just didn't really do anything. He just sort of stood there. But there was a Mako guy that saw all this happen.
Yeah, and so he should report back to the captain and be like, this dude's insane.
Well, Archer is the captain. But...
I mean, not the captain, the lieutenant.
Yeah.
And be like, nope. Maybe major? I don't know. I don't know how ranks work.
But even if there's ranks, if your superior is doing something that is so
illegal,
very clearly illegal, like you are not supposed to still follow orders.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I would have liked to have seen Malcolm just fix it. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Malcolm be like, I am not putting up with this. You may be comfortable with this man dying, but I'm not. But Malcolm's not there yet. Like they haven't made over Malcolm enough to do that.
It's interesting you say that because it's funny because when I watched it because I watched it the first time and then I went and watched it slowly a second time, and in my memory I thought that Malcolm was the one that ended it, not Archer. And then I was surprised when it was when I watched it again. I think it's just because Malcolm is he looks real scared in that scene and is very concerned about this man's life. And so I think I had just remembered that anyway.
That gives me a little bit of hope that that another character is expressing concern.
No, I think
about
so.
This.
I think they are. I think they are taking Archer down this path intentionally.
Right.
And I'm hoping that that's the commentary that they're making, is that like this sort of a tragedy can turn quote unquote good man bad very easily.
So later on, we see Archer talking with T'Pol. She asks him if the Osarian was cooperative. Archer replies, eventually. He says that he learned from the Osarian that when they attacked the Xindi ship, they downloaded all of their data. And the pirate also gave Archer the access codes to the Osarian ship's computers. So if they can get the Enterprise close enough to the pirate ship, they will be able to use the access codes to download all the data from the pirate
They can
ship.
just jump on their Wi-Fi and
Basically,
they basically
yeah.
gave them their Wi-Fi password, right?
Yeah,
They jump
yeah,
on their
that's
Wi-Fi and download
essentially
all
what
their shit.
happened.
We can watch their Netflix.
Yeah, that'd be
we can
great.
see.
Also, the torture apparently worked because they got all this useful information that
That's
they did
fine.
not even know
Lovely.
that this man had before torturing him.
Yeah, at that time, torture worked. Like that was the whole thing. Like that was the 24 thing. That was, torture worked on TV in those days.
It was the Fortunate
does,
Son
actually.
episode where they tortured the Nausicaan to get the code, and it turned out he was lying about what the
Yeah.
code was.
Yeah, because that's
The
what
code
happens
didn't
when you
work.
torture people.
Yeah.
They lie
Right,
to
they
you.
just say anything.
Tell you whatever they want.
Just to stop the pain.
Also, we don't know that the Xindi ship has anything to do with the attack on Earth. It's just a random Xindi ship.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just trying to find some Xindi man.
Just a Xindi transport.
He's just trying to find Xindi. That is all Archer's trying to do, is just find a bunch of Xindi and then force them to tell him whatever they know. That's the extent of his plan. Number 1, find a Xindi. Number 2, question mark. Number 3,
3, victory.
Mission accomplished.
Oh boy.
Rather than go after the pirate ship, Archer figures that they're probably going to eventually return to the sphere anyway. And the sphere has a large cloaking field around it already. So he's like, if we just park the Enterprise inside of the sphere's cloaking field, they won't even know we're here until they come through. Which is a very good plan, actually.
Yeah.
So they do that, and they just wait patiently for the Osarian ship to return. Once the ship comes in, the Enterprise immediately goes after it. As soon as they get close enough, Hoshi starts downloading the data, but she says it's going to take a few minutes to get all of the Xindi ship data that is on the Osarian ship.
Do we get a little spiral thing that shows us 10%, 11%,
No, but
12%?
periodically, he asks her, at one point, the Osarian ship, gets further, and she keeps, losing signal. It really is Wi-Fi. She's being
So
I lost
frustrating.
signal. Wait, it's back. Wait, no, I lost it. I'm back. They have to stay close enough.
But they're cloaked. So not cloaked, but the
cloaking
pirate
they
ship
can't be
can't
observed.
see them. Is that right?
Not until they get, but once the ship gets there, they can see them because
they can.
There's basically, it was that thing that they went in and turned invisible and then came out. It's basically a cloaking field that's a giant and is surrounding the sphere.
But if they see him, why didn't they attack?
But once you're inside the cloaking field, you can see everything else in the cloaking field.
Right.
That's why they couldn't see the sphere until they went through the cloaking field.
But if the pirate ship can see them, why doesn't it just attack them?
Well, it is attacking them. So
it is.
There's a firefight. Yeah. That was my next line.
Sorry.
They're in a firefight because they keep having to try to get close enough to the Osarian ship, and then that brings them close enough to get shot at. And the Enterprise is taking massive damage, but they just have to withstand long enough for Hoshi to download all the data. Finally, the Enterprise is not doing well. It's in bad shape. And Archer turns to Hoshi and asks how much she got. And she says she got 90%. And Archer's like, you know what? That's good enough. And tells the Enterprise to back off. And
Sir Archer ran away.
Malcolm does get a good shot in right before they leave and takes out the engines of the Osarian ship.
Oh, well done.
And at this point, the Osarian ship is just essentially incapacitated. I wrote decapacitated in my notes. That's not right. Incapacitated. Sure. And so I was honestly confused as to why, because we see they take out their engines and then the Osarian ship essentially crashes on, they don't crash and but they skim over the surface of the sphere and kind of land on the sphere. And at that point, I don't know why the Enterprise isn't going closer to get the last 10% of the data, but they don't for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird. You would think that Archer would be yeah, we got to get all of it.
Yeah, I assume it's for future story reasons. That way they don't have all the data. There's going to be some gap in the data and there's going to be a mystery.
You got to download the entire torrent. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to open the
You
file.
can't open that file if it's 80%.
But my thing is Well, then why did they have them incapacitate the other ship? They should have just been like, okay, let's get the hell out of here, and turned around and left.
So they couldn't follow, though, I assume.
Yeah, because the Osarian ship was also damaged, so then they wouldn't fall. And then it would have made sense why they didn't get the last 10%. I don't know. I was like kind of confused about this. But anyways, Archer then goes back to the brig and tells the prisoner that they are going to send him back to the sphere for the crew of the other ship to pick him up.
And they throw him out the airlock.
He replies, "So you have let your morality get in the way after all. Mercy is not a quality that will serve you well in the Expanse, Captain."
Oh my god, dude,
Read
just,
the room,
just
buddy.
fucking get out of there, man. Dude, just get the fuck out. This guy's crazy. He threw you in an airlock.
Yeah, except for the fact that he's already said that when he goes back, his captain is going to kill
murder
him.
him.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, this doesn't feel like mercy to me.
Well, maybe he's not.
Well, they
maybe
don't want to hang on to the
he's
actor.
really
They don't
gonna-
have to. They're not
Yeah,
adding another
like,
cast member.
They don't want to like have him on.
Yeah, what are they gonna do with him, Jamie? Like they can't like keep him
I
on
understand for story reasons they can't, but I'm like,
Well,
they put it in earlier. They should have taken out the line from earlier about like the other captain, or like done something else. Like they could have had him die by suicide after being tortured or something. You know, like
I mean,
there
to be
are
fair-
things they could have done so that they wouldn't have had to keep this character.
I mean, he said that his captain would kill him if he told him where.
But
if
he
told
did-
him. He didn't tell him.
He
They
gave them the
figured it out.
access codes.
No, he
And,
didn't
like-
give
the
access
access
code.
codes, right? Okay, fair. He gave him the Wi-Fi password.
And the other ship might even think that he led them to the sphere.
Yeah. Why would they believe him? And they.
These pirates are fucked now. Like, they're lucky that they crashed in the spot where they have all their supplies,
Right.
but their ship is broken. I mean, they probably have a lot of supplies. Maybe they can fix it. But like, I just feel like this other captain's gonna be pissed and take it out on this guy when he gets back there.
in fairness, they were pirates, so I
Yeah.
don't feel a lot of
Yeah.
responsibility of how to you attacked us.
Yeah, and Archer's all like, "That seems like a you problem."
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's just lazy writing, is what it is.
yeah, they just didn't want to deal with.
Be like
Yeah.
Voyager, where they found out they had a serial killer on board and didn't deal with him for like 2 seasons. Like, oh yeah, what happened to that serial killer?
Yeah, you know that serial killer guy.
Oh yeah, no, we've been doing stuff with him.
All right, final scene. Archer goes into that new command room by himself
Oh sure,
in the dark. He doesn't turn on any lights.
great.
Again, nobody there.
Nobody
at any of those stations.
No intelligence analysts. Nobody.
Yeah, and he turns on no lights. He likes it dark and moody, and he tells the computer to load the Zindi database.
Oh,
And
God.
we see it on the screen, and apparently the Zindi database is a whole bunch of weird green orbs and lines that are like moving around.
Okay.
And then there's some rotating images of like planets, but then sometimes it's just an image of a brain.
Is it like hologram kind of thing? Or
I
is
mean,
it on
it's
the
not
screen?
because it's on a screen.
It is on a screen.
It's
okay.
on one of the screen, but it does look a little bit like if you remember the like Daniel's view when the hologram when he like
Oh,
went in,
yeah.
there's just like
Oh, yeah,
random
yeah.
lines everywhere. It's like that, but then also sometimes there's just like brain,
Yeah. Mhm.
just a picture of a brain for no reason. Like pictures are just like flashing everywhere. I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
How do you learn anything from this?
Do you remember in Discovery when they introduced and everybody they had like holographic communication systems and then
Yes.
Pike showed up and he was like, I
He was
hate
like,
these
"I
holographic.
hate
Get rid of all of these.
Get rid of them immediately. We want no part of that.
My favorite part of the Discovery holograms is they're always glitching,
Yeah.
and they have to because if they don't glitch, how do you know it's a hologram? So it
Right.
always has to be like a little bit glitchy.
Yep, I love it.
And so the camera then does a slow zoom in on Archer's face, and because the room is dark, but he has the glowing screen on, it's like the colors are like glowing on his
Ah.
face, and then we get a slow zoom in on his face with the colors on it. Roll credits.
Oh. Is it like the zoom in? Is it like he's going crazy? Like, is it one of those like telling, or is it like he's just learning stuff, or he's just obsessively trying
Yeah,
to figure it out?
obsessively learning. Like he's
got
like where is he gonna go next? What's he gonna do next? Guys, I hated this episode. Mainly because of the torture plot line.
Yeah.
Particularly, and I think it makes sense, especially post 9/11, to have a plot line where they're considering torture, but to have him actually do the torture and then to have the torture work.
Right.
For no reason. Like, it's not clear why it even works, but it made me so unreasonably angry. And I know I've gotten angry at like so many things before, but this one.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of this I just think and this is the question we've been trying to figure out for the past couple of episodes now. Like, is this an intentional thing? Are we supposed to be horrified that Archer is doing this and that it's working? Or are we supposed to say, he's doing what he needed to do in the time, in the situation,
I mean, I do think like they make sure to show us the horror on the faces of the other crew members who see him.
Yeah,
with
so
the phaser.
it seems like
we get
they are.
Malcolm looking horrified, but they're also like muddying the waters by like having it work.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was just still, and I mean, I think that's true even today if you look at, it still is sort of the normal trope that torture works, even though we know it doesn't.
Star Trek is supposed to be better than this. And yeah, sometimes there's like some torture, like, oh, tell me things. But those are more just like action tropey.
Yeah.
And less like, this was so very clearly torture.
I'm going to hold judgment until I watch the episode, but this gets into a larger problem I have with Dark Trek. Like, we're going to introduce darker, more human elements into the ideal utopia of Star Trek.
I looked up a little bit of historical context. This episode came out the same week as the 2-year anniversary of 9/11. And 6 months prior to this episode coming out is when the U.S. invaded Iraq.
Wow.
And 7 months after this episode coming out is when the now infamous photos were leaked of the Abu Ghraib detainees being tortured by the U.S. military.
So it was after this, it was some months after this that those photos came out.
We know now from a lot of things that have come out since then that the torture that was done in Abu Ghraib was not just like individual guys going off book. The U.S. Department of Justice authorized the use of torture on foreign detainees. Yep. That happened prior to this. Obviously, like the writers did not know this. Like, this is information that came out years later. In this episode, they use the word morality many times. Like, they say the word morality, making this out like this, because this is a debate that was happening at the time. Like, is torture okay if you like get useful information that can save lives? Like, if you could have tortured somebody to stop 9/11, would you do it?
Right.
But the problem is that's just a false dichotomy. Because like, as you mentioned, like, torture doesn't work. We know it doesn't work. There's a lot of evidence to show that torturing people does not work.
And there was evidence then. Like, we knew it then.
Yeah. And so to me, I just think shows like this, episodes like this, perpetuate this false notion that torture works, which then leads to that myth, which is what leads to the U.S. military being like, you know what? We're going to authorize torture.
Well, that's what it takes.
Like, and obviously, like, not from this episode. It's not like this episode.
Right.
And it was part of a larger context. Like, other shows like 24 were doing this too. But I just feel like Star Trek should be better about that. Yeah. And I do feel like it causes actual real world harm to have plot lines like this.
Absolutely.
And I don't think they shouldn't deal with hard topics like torture. We've seen Star Trek deal with it before very, very well, actually. Right. But to do it in this way where they specifically show it working and perpetuate this myth about torture working and make it all about like the ethics of it, I just think it's harmful. And it makes me angry in a way that goes beyond just the show. Like, I'm angry at the writers and they should know better. They should have known better at that time.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's an interesting conversation to be had of the situation where, like, okay, what if we were in a world where torture did work? So if you are sure that torture would work, is it ethical to use it? Because you are, that's an interesting conversation to me. This is not what they're saying, though.
If they had like some truth serum that also is super painful and will kill them, but will get the truth out of them, they could have had a storyline like that.
Fascinating to me. But
that's not what they did.
No, not at all. This is just sort of the same. This is the conversation that was being had. It actually is sort of that. It's like their assumption is that torture works. So is it okay or is it not okay? And I think that's what they're trying to talk about, maybe.
Yeah, and they're doing it, like, it's not theoretical. They are doing this at a time where, like, when this episode is coming out, there are actual people being tortured by the U.S. military.
Right.
And obviously they don't know that, but they know that the conversation's out there.
And the reality is that there were, like 24, this, that there were these many shows that really sort of softened the public to these horrors, because they were like, well, you got to do terrible things if you're terrible people, to get the answers to keep us safe. That was the prevailing, propaganda of the time. But again, as you say, Star Trek is supposed to be better than that.
Yeah, they've been better. I just think, like, when you're dealing, like, we saw DS9 dealt with the topic of torture. They also dealt with topics of genocide and, like, what to do post-genocide with the people who committed the genocide and all sorts of very, very difficult topics. But whenever they had an episode like that, you could see that they clearly felt like they had a responsibility. So they were so careful about it, and they would look into those things and do research ahead of time so that they could have these really good nuanced episodes about it. And this episode just did not do it. Instead, they just, like, went forward with it, perpetuating these harmful myths. And it really kind of upsets me.
And the thing that's fascinating to me, like, wasn't Berman pretty heavily involved in DS9?
I believe
I think
so.
He's one of the creators of DS9. I don't know how much he was involved in the day-to-day writing and
but
stuff.
That was pre 9/11. Like,
that's fair.
I do think, like, I think it's 9/11 brain.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This is just what they believed and just went forward with it. And they should have stopped. They should have talked to experts. They should have thought more carefully about it before tackling this.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this more when we watch the episode.
Yeah.
Yes. Love that.
So anyways, 2 truths and a lie. An Enterprise crew member did die. The Enterprise did encounter a space ball. Our first ball, remember, the 2 truths and a lie, from First Flight Pod was, we're going to see a lot of balls. It wasn't even part of their 2 truths. It was just a truth. It was just
a thing.
Just a spoiler. They were like, going to be lots of balls.
Well, I just remember Abby saying that Daniels can't pronounce sphere, so that was what set me off.
And the lie was that Archer's morality prevents him from torturing a prisoner.
I knew it. Archer ain't got no morality.
Great job being proud of that.
But Maria, he felt so guilty about it at the end, maybe.
Did he?
I don't know.
Did he? I don't think he doesn't seem like he did all that much.
He did let the guy go. I want to hear what you guys think next week.
Sounds good.
Porthos good boy scale. We got a great opening Porthos scene. He was such a good boy. The first on the whole ship to notice that something was wrong. And he tried to alert Archer, but just didn't have the language to tell him what was going on.
Such a good boy.
The saucy section. How sexy was this episode on a scale from... redeeming myself this week, you guys. This is my Oscars themed version of the scale. So how sexy was this episode on a scale from Sean Penn in One Battle After Another to Michael B. Jordan in Sinners?
I just saw that movie. Damn.
I did finally watch it. I did watch it before the Oscars. I misjudged the amount of time, and then the Oscars were starting, and I had to stop it before the last 10 minutes. And then as soon as the Oscars were done, I turned it back on.
We watched it last night. I loved it. So good.
So because I had not seen the last 10 minutes until after the Oscars, I turned it back on to watch the last 10 minutes, and I'm just like, what's Buddy Guy doing here? It also, that last scene takes place like up the street from my house. Like, I live by Buddy Guy's.
Oh, how cool.
Okay. Yeah, so I was like, oh, this is weird. I was like,
that's awesome.
This is crazy. Moving on. The sexy scale, the purpose was to tell you how sexy it was. Nothing sexy of note in this episode.
No, doesn't sound like it.
Yes, chef, for any mentions of chef. We did not get a mention of chef, but we did see a little bit of food, but it was all being flung all over the place when the plates were going to the ceiling. And honestly, I forgot to look very closely to see what it was because it was just, there was like food everywhere. Where is HR? Oh, where are the Geneva Conventions?
Yeah, seriously.
That's
Jesus.
the real question.
Geneva is 200 light years that away.
If you guys remember in the second contact for that Padma Lakshmi episode, I pointed out that Archer was threatening to kill or torture people if they didn't like tell him stuff that he wanted to know. And that was explicitly against the Geneva Conventions. So like you don't have to, you can be bluffing, even if you're bluffing.
Right.
Even if you do not plan to torture them,
threaten them,
that is still against the Geneva Conventions. That makes you a war criminal. So he was already a war criminal. But if there was any question over that, this was squashed this episode.
Yeah.
This absolutely makes him a war criminal. And the fact that afterwards, maybe he was like a little guilty. I don't know if guilty is the right word. He definitely seemed a little unsure of his decision. Like
some amount of remorse.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you torture somebody and then you feel bad after.
Yeah, no.
You are still a war criminal.
Yep.
If you murder somebody and then you feel guilty about it, you still have to go to jail, right? Like it doesn't actually matter when they get back to Earth eventually. Like they need to investigate this, and he should receive a jail sentence.
Yeah, and here's the reality: we know that doesn't happen because we have seen current shows that talk about like the Archer Pavilion or whatever. Like shit's named
Lower
after
decks,
him, but that happens,
and it's so much bullshit because like he is a war criminal.
Yeah.
He just tortured a man. I am just, it really frustrates me that they did this.
So awful. Like it's so un-Star Trek. It's his character specifically is the anti-captain of like it's mirror universe. As you said, Bill, in the past, like it is mirror universe Terran Empire bullshit.
Yep.
All right, so guys, I got a new segment for you.
Oh.
It's called I Could Use a Little Help for keeping track of whether Archer was kidnapped or not. He was not kidnapped in this episode. It's a big no. I was going to tell you how many episodes this was out of 54 episodes that Archer was kidnapped, but I had to ask Eric and he was taking a nap. And I forgot to ask him when he woke up. So in my notes, it says XX out of 54. So I don't know.
We can talk about it in the second contact.
Wait, I hear him running downstairs.
Oh, there he is. I hear him.
We poured some salt in a circle and talked about Archer being kidnapped.
All right, 18, guys. 18 out of 54.
Okay. So he's doing better.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
This is a segment of our show we like to call Will's Holorex, brought to you by Eric, trademark. We all know what one William Riker is doing in his holodeck. That is right. He is watching the episode Bounty over and over and over again. But we would like to give him our Rikermendations, if you will, for non-Enterprise related content that we think he should be consuming instead.
24, which is a really great show. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Bill, why don't you go first?
Hey, do you like really dark detective shows about murders, really gruesome murders in distant lands and torture detectives? But do you wish that those shows were funny? Boy, do I have a show for you. It's called Deadlock, and lock is spelled like a Scottish lake, L-O-C-H. It is a very good and very funny show written by two extremely funny women, Kate McCartney and Kate McLennan, who you might remember from The Catering Show or Get Crackin'. And they have crafted a show in which, in a New Zealand, I believe, community. I apologize
Australia.
if I get there.
I think it's Australia.
I think
two
detectives who are investigating the murder, but it's got a feminist / lesbian twist on it where they are sort of making fun of the sexist tropes of a lot of these
I love that.
gruesome murder shows where you see the women laying
like
on the slab with their blue nipples and stuff like this.
19-year-old blonde girlie gets murdered.
Let me sell you on this. In the first 45 seconds of it, a dead man's penis is set on fire accidentally.
Okay.
I'm
sold. I literally just wrote this show name down.
It's so good.
The second season has just dropped on Amazon Prime. It's very good. The one thing that I will give you bear with me on this. When the second main character shows up, she is a lot.
Yeah, I hated her.
She is a lot for 3 episodes, and then she calms down. But the show is very funny. It has a lot of humor into it, and it also makes fun of its own main character. So Deadlock, available on Amazon Prime.
And in season 2, a dead man's penis also features.
Yes.
It's awful. It's awful. So awful.
But
it is such a good show. It's such a good show.
I love that, Bill, you were so excited about this recommendation that when we did our last second contact, you told Maria and I, don't you dare Rikerman Deadlock. You claimed it. And I'm like, I've never even heard of this show, sir.
It's such a delight.
I have been in love with the Cates ever since a friend of mine introduced me to the catering show 10 years ago. They're fantastic writers. Very, very funny.
Maria, what is your recommendation?
So my recommendation is for a show that I have loved for many, many, many years, and now it's back. Scrubs is back. So if you have not seen the original Scrubs, which was, on in the late 90s, early 2000s, I guess, probably. It's just a great show. It's done by the same guy who created Ted Lasso now, and he's done it just, and it's Zach Braff, Donald Faison. It's just wonderful, and they. I listened to their podcast all through the pandemic, and I think that was one of the things that sort of got them back into people's noticing, and then that sort of turned into, hey, there's this huge Scrubs following, and so now there is an actual show that's back, and it's the same people, the same characters, however many years later and where they are. It's wonderful. It even I was not so sure how it's going to be when you reboot. You never know. Super fun. So Scrubs, check it out.
So Maria's saying yes, Scrubs.
Yes, Scrubs. I do want those Scrubs.
And that brings us to my recommendation, which is for a video game called Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I
looked right at Bill because I was waiting to see Bill's response. I knew this would be a Bill game. The gameplay is incredibly simple. You are an office worker and you just have to make decisions like, do I go through left door or right door? Do I go up the stairs or down the stairs? Meanwhile, there is a narrator providing meta commentary the whole time, including sometimes telling you what to do and then getting annoyed at you if you don't do what he tells you to do. And the thing that makes this game so fun is just that the writing is so good and the voice acting from the narrator is just spot on. It's incredibly self-aware and comedic and fun and weird, really weird. And you play it over and over again because you basically get to an end and then you do it again and take a different path and do a different thing. Yeah. And there's all sorts of weird secret stuff in it. And it's just, it doesn't take, you can play through every one of the endings that's not ridiculous to get to in maybe 10 hours. It's not a long game. It is quite fun. So again, it's called Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, we will revisit this episode as a second contact and hear Maria and Bill's thoughts once they have actually watched it. And then the following week, Bill will explain the episode Extinction. And we already have an exciting guest planned for it, so I'm really excited about that.
Hey!
Special thanks to our producer, K.O. Myers at Particulate Media, to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tell your friends about it. We really appreciate it. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can also email us any comments or questions such as, how many war crimes do we think Archer's going to commit this season?
All of them.
Will the ratio of war crimes to kidnappings, which is going to be greater?
To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. If you want to support this podcast, you can find us at Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splaining. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye!
Computer. End program.
In the Fenrir update of the week, he has decided he's gonna you can't even see him, he's just gonna sleep underneath the bed.
No!
You can just see one little paw. Fully underneath the bed. No idea why.
There's an anomaly in your house, Maria.
There's an anomaly in my house.
There's an anomaly in your house, and Fenrir's just going to sleep through it.
Yep, that's...
He's like, I'm not going to warn you, I'm just going to go under the bed and go to sleep, and maybe it'll be gone by the time I wake up.
Yeah.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.